Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. So our goal, whenever we do a POM, is to give you one pattern and show you a lot of different ways to do that. And the reason being is it will save you time. So I'm a big believer that as we sew more, we'll save time. Women say to me, gosh, it's hard to find time, it's hard to find time. It is. I mean, it can be. It can be. But if you know you can get it done, you're more likely to do it. So the goal is to, 101, Fisher's Mach 2 top, this is my Lean Fisher top, is to understand it, get it, see how easy it is. There's only 4 pieces. Some cases we're going to make it 3 pieces. And it's just simple. So we're going to try to make it simple for you. Is that a deal? Okay, so we did something a little different this month. I'm sorry, I've got cords everywhere. We did, thank you. We did pattern number 101 and 112 back to back. So pattern number 112 is Casey's 5-way top. And this was the February POM. And then we did 101, which is Fisher's Mach T, which is March. And I kept them, because I felt like they really did well together, I'm going to show you an example of them together. I kept them both as POMs for both months. So that I reduced those prices on both of those patterns for the whole 2-month period of February and March. So they will both go off sale price, in a couple days, because we're almost done with March, which is unbelievable, but we are. Saturday is April 1st, and so we'll lunge into the new pattern at that time. Okay, so tonight we're going to focus on 101. I've had more fun doing this. And it's funny because when I know a pattern is coming up, and I kind of look 3 or 4 months ahead, it seems like everywhere I go, oh my gosh, there's 101 or there's 112 or whatever it is. I see it. I see it all over the place, and these are my examples. So a lot of these photos are, they're from my phone because I snap them, I take them, and then, unfortunately you have to look at them. And they're sometimes not the best quality, but I know you can get the idea. So we're going to start with just simply doing the pattern. We're just going to simply make it as it is. I wouldn't make any changes. The body is the sweater set. So just use it as the sweater set. And in this particular case, I did just that. And this fabric, just so you know what it is I don't know. It's the newest purple that we put up. It's very pretty. But just any knit that's got 2-way stretch. So it's got to be 2-way stretch, because if it's not 2-way stretch, you can't get the turtleneck or the Mach T. It's not really a turtleneck, but you can't get it over your head. So there's the rub. It's got to be a 2-way stretch, only for the neckline. But I fixed that for you because that leads us to this very first picture that we're going to show you. And we're going to go over to this little mannequin or display right here. And in this case, I showed you both of them. So this is the 101 below here, and it's the 112 wrap. Okay, and the wrap is done the fabric is 6240. It's that black rayon knit, very lightweight, very thin. It's perfect for this wrap. And then the underneath portion, I'm going to kind of peel this off a little bit, is the picture. And you can see that what it is it's I don't think I gave you the right numbers. I don't think I gave you the black rayon knit. So I'm not going to worry about it. But it's just a black rayon knit, this wrap is. These 2 fabrics are 6255 and 6240. So you can see this fabric is very light and sheer. And then the other fabric is the white cotton knit that I put under it. And I did 2 layers, just like this picture. I loved how this was done. And it's very pretty. I like a little bit of sleeve, so I went ahead and I did a longer sleeve so that they would pair well together. But basically, I just cut, of the white cotton, I just cut exactly the same front and back. I sewed them separately until I got to the neckline and the sleeve. And then I sewed them together, and then I hemmed them together. So you can kind of take this off, and you can see there's the top. And then I did a lighter sleeve, and I did a 3/4 sleeve. Now again, my plan is to kind of push this up a little bit, and the sleeve is light enough I could wear it under something. And that's really what I was going for, rather than a cap. But this is an example of this white fabric is a one-way stretch. So I want you to look at, because I'm going to give you a little formula on how you can still make this and get it over your head with a one-way stretch. Notice I put the seam allowance of the neckband in front, and I like this. I'm going to actually sew a little purl right there because I just think it's so pretty. And I'm going to make like a V-neck little collar there. I didn't get that last thing done before we started, you guys. But I just love the idea of the seam being in the front. I had seen that, and it was like a little clasp. So, and you can do that if you want or not, but I want you to see, let's look at this next photo, or it's not a photo, it's a drawing that I did. And for a one-way stretch knit, you're going to make 2 changes. So you're going to add 1 inch to the length of the collar, and that's drawn on there, you can see that. When you do that, you want to take the collar and make sure it'll go over your head, okay? So that formula works out to where if you add 1 inch to the collar, just cut away 3/8 inch from the neckline, that's all, 3/8 inch, no more, 3/8 all the way around, and it will go together perfect, okay? And you'll be able to get it over your head. Because when it was the regular size, I tried it, and it would not go over my head. But also when it's on, it's still nice and close up to your neck. So it's just a really nice combination. It's how you can do it with one-way knits, and it just works terrific, okay? So there's your little information, there's your fabric numbers, there's how to do it, there's everything you need to do if the fabric of your dreams is a one-way as opposed to a two-way. The pattern is for two-way knits, and the only reason it's for two-way knits, obviously, is the collar, in order for you to get it off and on your head. I have a horrible story about that, but I'll spare you my story. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, and we're going to go over to this blue. Camo is very big all over. And this next photo is a picture of camo from Veronica Beard. And generally what they're doing with all of these camos is they're doing just a touch of femininity. For instance, in this one, you notice there's a little gather sleeve across the top. Personally, gather sleeves are not for me at the top. They're never going to be. I've had enough of them in my life that they'll never be something I like, probably ever. But I did like the idea of it being softer. Camo, you know, we know as military, we know as very regimented and yada, yada, yada. But when they come in with these colors that are so soft and pretty, the blues, and there's all kinds of contemporary camo these days, I love that Veronica Beard did this with a little softness. I actually looked at it and I even liked it. Not that when I started picking it apart, I didn't, but I liked it. So what I decided is I would do it with this little waterfall sleeve. And if you look at this next picture, this waterfall sleeve is what's in our new sleeve packet. This is our pattern number 100. It's our sleeve kind of sub-pack. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's an expansion pack. That's what they call it in video games. That's the only thing that could come to mind, but it's an expansion pack on the knit bodies. So you can take the knit bodies and kind of play around and make your own game, make your own top. And so I put a waterfall sleeve with this, which is the first one, and I love this. I love how it looks. I love the neckline. I just love how pretty that is. It's very soft, it's very feminine, and it's camouflage. So I thought that was really fun. For those of you who have ordered that, you can order now because we're shipping everything early next week. So everything's ready. We would ship them earlier, but I got to go out of town. So we're going to have to just halt it until next week. But once next week comes, they'll all get shipped and everybody will have their sleeves. And these sleeves are very cool. They're very cool. Okay, question. When you're adding the 1 inch while it's on the... Are you adding the 1 inch while it is on the fold? Yes. What fabric is your jean jacket? It looks great. Thanks. The jean jacket, I don't know the fabric number because it was from last webcast. And the fabric, it was from that live, I think it was from the live fabric sale. But we sold out of everything in that live fabric sale. Everything's gone from there. but we do have some beautiful fabrics. And you guys, I am really thinking about doing a fabric sale next week, a live fabric sale, like maybe Tuesday. Because honestly, this fabric store is so full of fabrics. But you guys, I've gotten some really good deals, so I'd really like to kind of pass these deals on to you. But I don't know, if you want a live fabric sale, let me know. If you don't, then just say you don't. So we'll kind of see the average and see where we want to go. It would be Tuesday if we decided to do it, just Tuesday afternoon. All right, so that's good. That's our sleeve pattern. All right, so the next picture. Hello, Peggy. Can you please tell us about the upcoming trip to New York City? I can. I don't know if I will say too much or too little or what you want to hear, but I can tell you that it's amazing. I don't know that anyone who's gone who just said, oh, I'll never do that again. Everyone who goes says, I can't wait till next year. So what it is that, you know, back in the 80s, which really dates me, but back in the 80s, I had a dress line when my children were little. And I met some amazing guys because it's how I got my fabric for this dress line. You know, I couldn't afford, you know, I had to buy it after the fact, after designers. And so what I discovered was that jobber market in New York. And it's a very aggressive market. It's a wonderful market. And there's a lot of beautiful I mean, the most beautiful fabrics, in my opinion, at the best possible prices are in that jobber market. They are not open to the public. So the places that we're going are, you can't go back on your own. Like some we can. We go to Elliott Berman. You guys may know or not know of Elliott Berman. And he gives us a discount when we're all there together. And we go to Mood Fabrics just because those are kind of, I don't know, kind of stellar places. But we all meet in a hotel in New York. Hotel's paid for. It's a super nice hotel. I rent a private bus. We all go on the bus. We all have a wonderful time. We have dinner together Thursday night. And we go Thursday and Friday. And by the time I bring you back Friday to the hotel, you are annihilated. Everybody has room service. Nobody can move. It's just, New York's an exhausting city, and we're going all day. We've taken ladies with wheelchairs, with oxygen tanks. Everybody can go. We accommodate it. The bus is amazing, and we've got a great company, so what's not to love? It's amazing. It's an amazing trip. If I didn't say something that you wanted to hear, then just let me know. It started by, I had to go to New York, and I had a really good customer who said, I want to go to New York with you. And I said, no way. I go up and back in a day. I'm not taking you with me. I'm not taking anyone with me. I just fly through New York and get back. She kept after me. And finally, I just figured it out. So now I take 50 women to New York. Why is it not called a cold shoulder sleeve? Well, a cold shoulder usually is just a cutout. This, because it's cut all the way across, is a difference. Just a little bit, technically. So what is the pattern of the jacket you are wearing? The pattern of the jacket I am wearing is pattern number 900. It's a jean jacket. But wait till I get there. Hang on a second, okay? Oh, yes, you want the live fabric sale. Oh, good. Okay, so let's go to the next picture, which is where we were. Perfect. So I saw this, and I'll remember where here in a little bit, but I just love this. I loved the contrast of that sheer and solid. And I had the fabric. I had it in a black. I didn't have it in the white. And so that's what this is. And so I just thought this was so pretty. So I mixed the two fabrics together. You can see them up there, 6244 and 6256. You could certainly wear a little shell underneath it. And this is still 101. What I did is I just left the collar off, and I just opened the neckline up a seam allowance. So the same as when you're going to do it with this one over here. I actually opened it up 2 seam allowances. I take that back, 3/8 and 3/8. I made it just to where my bra strap could go through it, or my tank top, or my shell, whichever I was doing. And then I added the black at the bottom to kind of pick up the, you know, the repeat of the sleeves. I just love the look. It's so pretty on. And of course, you really don't want to wear this over black. I mean, you can wear a black shell underneath, but it's so pretty to put different colors underneath, especially for the summertime. I think it'd be really pretty over white jeans because the white would come through, or just, there's so many ideas and things you can do with it. I just thought it was pretty. There's no changes to the pattern other than I just cut this off and then I added. and my proportions were 1 to 1.5. So if you're measuring this and it's 24 inches long, for instance, this is 16 and this is 8. Or 1 to 2, I'm sorry. 1 to 2. 8 to 16. Or any of those proportions will work as long as you decide what proportions you want it to work on you. What is the camo blouse pattern number? All of these blouse patterns are 101. They're all 101. They're all the same. So what I'm trying to get you guys to do is use the 101 and use it repeatedly and play with it, because we know that once we sew a pattern one time, that familiarity helps us sew the second time, third time, fourth time faster and faster and faster. But you can get all these different looks. That's the goal. Look at all this different stuff that you can get out of it. The sleeve itself is in a sleeve pack, and that's 100. So not to confuse you. The body is 101, the sleeve is 100, okay? Okay. Then the next picture, see, I told you, everywhere I look, I see like 101 hanging out. And this was, I was watching a commentary and news, I can't remember what it was, to be honest. But anyway, I saw this one. And I saw this top, and so I, furiously looked for it online. And sure enough, I saw it. And if you look at the next picture, you will see it. Look at that. It's Parenzish Schooler. And that is over $1,000. And I thought, oh, we can do this. So it's 101. It's what it is. It has a flare at the bottom of the sleeve. I don't even know if I like that. I like it just straight. But it was a little rib. I put the fabric on here also, 6254. I put a dual zip on this. You don't have to. But then what I also did is I put a little clasp at the base of the neck, because I just thought it was so pretty and just could really use a little clasp there. So you can really zip this down if you want, to show a little more neckline. Zip this up. It gives you a lot of options, or if you just want to zip it up. But I just love this. I just think it's so good looking. And again, you can see that just that little clasp or little button, the whole idea is that you could just do something like that at the neck edge. Okay, and I think I got it from probably here when I was playing around with this little, I thought it'd be cute to put a little pearl there. But anyway, I didn't, but I'll get there. Okay, so I've made the Fisher's blouse, and it kind of chokes me. Maybe it's just me. No, it's not you. It's probably because you have a rounded back. If a neckline chokes you, it's because the back is pulling back. And so, but by adding 3/8 to the neck edge, would it help loosen up the tight feeling at the neck? No, 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 no. Slash the back about 4 inches down at the back, center back, 4 inches down. Make a horizontal slash that goes to the tip of the armhole, and add, I would go 3/4 of an inch. Don't go more. To go 3/4 of an inch. So I was just in Kansas City, and had a lady in the class who was, just a little bit rounded. She doesn't look rounded, but you're rounded if the necklines are choking you. That's how you know. So just add to the back. It'll, you don't change anything else. Just add to the back, put in a piece. It's cut on the fold, so you can straighten up that back fold line, and it'll be a world of difference for you. So glad you asked. It's very easy to do. And then, of course, once you do it, then you're done with your pattern work. The French dart's very easy. It's very simple, and it's good to go. She meant to take 3/8 to the neck edge. Would it help loosen up the tight feeling at the neck? So no, no, no. You don't want to confuse. If that neckline is choking you, you have a rounded back. Don't think it's the neckline. The neckline is just a symptom of the problem. So I hear you're thinking, I'm trying to tell you, you're wrong. Don't go there. Just give yourself a rounded back adjustment. And I promise you, you can email me privately and say, oh, you're crazy, or, oh, you know what, it worked, good girl. Either way, okay? That's the problem. I've done too many women, too many fittings. I got this down. Okay, so then let's go to the next photo. This is too much fun. I just thought this was so pretty, and you know, here we go, it's 101. So I started looking for trims. And this fabric is on there, 6257. And so I learned years ago from a designer who you know I love, named Ellie Tahari, that you can take a straight trim, which is what this is, and you can curve it. Even though it doesn't seem like you should be able to, especially, there's a couple things you have to know about it. You have to have large holes. If they're little bitty holes, it's not going to happen. But he did it, and he did it all the time. And I still, you know, when we were closet cleaning and I was having to throw away things, there's certain things I could not throw away. And some of them were jackets that I had bought secondhand. I don't ever wear them, but beautiful examples of the trim and how he took it around the corners. And on the inside, if you have to, every once in a while, you can just pleat the little top portion right in here. And it will go around a curve without any problem. And once you sew it in, you can just cut away this part that you don't need. And so it will lay, as you can see, it will lay beautifully around the neck edge. And so I didn't add anything because if you notice 3/8 and 3/8 is the width of my trim. And so I didn't have, all I did was cut it out just normal. I did make a kimono sleeve. We'll go over that in just 1 second. But I just cut it apart, I put in this, and sewed it back together. And it was just a whole lot of fun, and I love the look. I love this top on. It's so cute, it's so summery, it's just really pretty. So the fabric is 6257, it's 100% cotton. And this trim, I really liked it because it was kind of, I know you can't see it close up, but it's kind of like jute, like J-U-T-E, jute. It's kind of like jute. And so I am always wanting great trims. And so Marla, who comes into the store all the time, she owns a trim company. So I'm going to send you to her site because she's got amazing trims. She literally searches all over for these beautiful trims. And last Saturday she came in with all these trims and we were having a blast. So, and I put it on there, embellish trims, right? Did I put it on there? embellishtrims.com? Yes, right there at the bottom of that blue shirt, embellishtrims.com. A great source, honest source, not expensive. They're here in Dallas, or not, you know, the Plano, but I mean, they're in this area. And she is just a wonderful, creative person. So, and she loves texture. She's got a lot of really pretty stuff. And trims, it's just not something I have time to do. So I love just knowing about her so that I can play around with trims a little bit more and show you all, you know, some trim ideas. Okay? Okay, any questions with that? Let's look at how to do a kimono sleeve. So let's look at this next one. Okay, so here you go. You remember you have 4 pieces to start with. And you're going to forget the collar. There's no changes to the collar. I did it exactly like it was. Because remember, this is 100% cotton, but it's a 2-way stretch. And that's what the pattern calls for, is a 2-way stretch. So I didn't have to do any changes to the collar, so I just deleted that. I took the front and the back, I folded the sleeve in half, and overlapped the shoulder seam with, remember there's seam allowance on both. You want to overlap those seam allowances, don't add them both in. And you want to gap the bottom. Now, how much you gap the bottom is all styling. It's all personal preference, you know, et cetera, et cetera. How long you make the sleeve is all personal preference, okay? Now, again, for me, this was kind of a summery little thing, so I didn't want a really long sleeve. And then you draw that little curve to connect the bottom of the sleeve with the side seam of the garment. That's where you draw it, how big you draw it, how far you draw, all of those things are called styling. That's all up to you. You know, if you wanted a dress and you wanted a lot of, you know, just a big kimono, then you could draw it way low. I didn't. I wanted it still to look quite fitted. I just wanted the easiness, and I didn't want this trim to interfere with the shoulder seam. So that was my logic for doing it, so that I would have free reign as to where this trim went. This is 3 inches from the neckline, is what I did. I measured from here, and I measured 3 inches all the way around, and that's how I decided of, you know, where to put that neckline. Easy enough? Okay, I want to just show you this next picture, because what you want to see is you see a lot of kimonos that look like this, and stay away from kimonos that look like this, because when that sleeve goes straight out like that, it's gonna, when you put your arm down, it's gonna have all this bagginess in here. Whereas this kimono, if you notice with the angled sleeve, and this I learned from Armani, you can see how clean this is underneath here. It's still very clean. You can still see shape of the body, but you still have a kimono where when it's straight out like that, you lose all shaping and it just looks horrible on the body. On the pattern, it's no big deal. Okay, no, jute. This is jute, is J-U-T-E. Okay, that reminds me of entredo. It is entredo. I mean, that was really what I was going after. But entredo is sometimes, and we looked at different entredos, sometimes it's so small that it's a little harder to curve, unless it's very, very fine, than what this open space was. And I wanted a little bit of open space here. Is there a size that would be too narrow? I don't know. I don't think it's too narrow. I think it's just in proportion. Remember that if it's narrower, you might want to do 2 rows just to give it impact. If it's too small, I don't know, I wanted a contrast. There was things like that I wanted to think about, because when I saw the original picture, I liked the original picture. So those were the things I was going for. Love that top, the light blue with trim. The light blue with trim, you mean the photo? Because I don't have a light blue. Let's go back to that photo. Is it woven or knit? I have no idea. I just liked, that looks like a woven to me. And it probably has a zipper in the back, because otherwise she couldn't get it over her head. But it kind of stands out like a woven to me. Okay, I made the newest coat and serged both the arm and the sleeve, the newest coat. And serged both the arm and the sleeve opening, but not sure what to do with the tie fabric. Okay, that is so generic. I have no idea what you're asking. Just email me. Shoot me an email privately. Give me a couple days and I'll get back to you. Or we'll go back to Q&As, not this Thursday because I'm out of town, not the next Thursday, but the next Thursday we'll go back to Q&A. But the newest coat is 923, and that's a knit, and you wouldn't use tie interfacing on that. Tie interfacing is only used when it's a woven jacket, not like a cardigan. I don't know if that will help. Okay, on the top with a trim, did you fold to finish around the trim? No, I just put right sides together and sewed it. And then right sides together and sewed, and then I top stitched. Okay, what is the fabric of the black top? There's 2 fabrics. I have to go back to that. Those 2 fabrics are, it was on the screen, you guys. I've put all the fabrics on the screen so we don't have to do this. 6244 and 6256. The only problem is I don't know which one's which. So all you have to do is go back, and then the fabrics are right on the picture of what we did. Isn't that a good idea? You guys came up with it. I thought that was a great idea. Thank you for that idea, so that I wouldn't have to go through these pages. Okay, so let's go on to the next picture. Okay, we should have one left, and I saw this tube top, and I thought, okay, how can we make 101 into a tube top? And I have it on, because we could, and you know why? Because tube tops don't have a lot of shaping to the side, and this one has so much, I'm not showing you, this one has so much shaping from the side, it fits so nicely. It just fits so nicely. So I decided to do a tube top, and I wanted to do a dress out of it anyway, because all you have to do is add length. So I did a tube top and a dress, topped it with a jean jacket. And I love it. I just love it. 6245 is the fabric I used. It has stretch in both directions. And so what you do is you're just going to cut it off right above the armhole. That's it. A tube top goes right under your arm, so it would make sense. You just cut it off right above the armhole. Now what I did is I just added a 2-inch wide elastic because I liked that. I liked the picture of the black at the top. I liked it. And I liked that contrast, so I thought I could use a fabric that goes well with black. I could do a belt. I could do a 2-inch elastic. You're looking at the raw elastic. It's okay. But see, the darts they just fit so nicely. They really fit nicely. Regarding the picture of the blue top, regarding the picture of the blue top, how would you make the neck looser around the neck like it is in the picture? Go back to that blue top for a second, please. Okay. So you guys, I only use this picture for the entredeux, for the trim. This is a woven fabric. This is a funnel neck. This isn't a separate piece that's sewn on. It's completely a different pattern work. It's completely different. So that is called a raised neckline in pattern making terms. And, I didn't try to make this out of a woven because it's not. There's just too many. I felt like there was too many changes. I thought about it, but I just felt like there was too many changes to get you there. Okay? Okay. All right, so 6245 is your fabric for this one. It's my little dress that I have on, and a great combination to wear with a jean jacket. Or you can decide if it's a great combination. You might look at it and say, I don't like that combination, but you're the one who gets to decide. Okay, so see, I made out of one pattern, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, made 7 tops. Isn't that cool? I just love it. I love how different they look. Look how much fun they are. She doesn't look like her and doesn't look like her at all. They don't look alike at all. There are no twins in the room. Okay, so what questions do we have? No questions? Does that mean I taught really good and you listened? Or does that mean not? I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to the questions about the sleeve and the tie interfacing. We'll just answer questions. We've got about 20 minutes, and we'll just answer questions. How many yards did your dress take? 1. Isn't that cool? It was actually, there was a, kind of what prompted me to make it is I thought, oh, I really like this fabric. And there was I went to cut it when we were shipping orders, and they said, hey, there's something messed up with this fabric. And I came over to look, and I went to cut it, and there was this, it was kind of skewed. So there was a 1 yard piece, and I thought, hey, man, I'll make a dress out of that fabric. So that's how I got my dress. It's out of a messed up piece of fabric, but I love it. Did you ruche the entire dress at the seam? I didn't ruche it at all. The tank top is ruched. The reason they ruche a tank top, a tube top, sorry, is because there's no darting. But because this had a French dart, I left the French dart and I did no ruching at the side seam. I like it way better. It's so much more slimming. I know I've got the jean jacket on, but without the jean jacket, it's so much more fitted. It fits so much better than to have all that ruching going up the sides. It's so much more slimming. Okay? Will you show the gold top closer? Sure. What pattern is your jacket? My jacket is pattern number 900, the jean jacket. Let's go to the gold. I love this top. I love it. Okay, so we want to look closer. So in this particular case, I added a 1/2 inch, instead of cutting on the fold, I added a 1/2 inch down the center front. So no cut on the fold. On the front, I added a 1/2 inch. And that 1/2 inch was so that I would have enough to turn back and stitch the zipper in. And then I also lengthened this. I think I lengthened it about 3 inches because I wanted it longer. I wanted to wear it with jeans. Okay? So then when I did the collar, instead of doing the collar like, the rest of the pattern, I pressed the seam allowances under, I lapped it over the raw edge, and then top stitched it. Can they see this close? So you can see that it's just edge stitched all the way around here. And then I put this cute little clasp on because I decided you could still wear it open. You could still be versatile with how you wanted to wear it with the clasp. The clasp didn't mean you had to wear it closed, but I just really like that clasp closing there. And one thing I did that was really smart, I got to tell you, because I kept thinking, okay, this is a ribbing, and ribbing stretches in both directions, and I'm never going to get that zipper in without it stretching. So what I did is I did a seam down center front. I mean, I stitched the seam. Well, first off, I serged both sides. And then I did a seam down center front. I pressed the seam open, and then I just top stitched the zipper. And man, it just went in like a charm. I was so happy. You know, I did matching thread, so you just can't see the thread. I mean, I'm sure you can see it, but it's very discreet, I guess is the right word. And that, you know, you just can do the collar. The collar is easy to get even because it's the same amount on both sides. So it's really fun. I don't understand how your tube top is also a dress. You just cut it longer. The tube top goes to your waist and you just add more length. Let me know if you need more than that. Pattern 900 is not showing on the website. Has it been discontinued? Pattern 900 is not showing on the website? I will check it, but I think, you know, our new website has some technical things that we're still not got under control. So whenever you guys are having problems like that, just shoot me an email, let me know, and then we can get it fixed. So I appreciate you letting me know. We'll just have to, I'll check it, okay? 900 is in stock. So it won't come back in stock. It is in stock, but we'll have to check. It's probably the inventory levels. How did you connect the two pieces of fabric in the black top? How did I connect the two pieces of fabric? I just serged them. And then, you know, it's black. So but even if you could see it, I just did a serge seam and I pressed it down. So there's actually like a little stripe in there, but I pushed it down so you don't see the top row of the stripe. And so it's, I just serged it, pushed it down. It's okay if it shows. It looks nice. I love the sleeves. I didn't want to do them linear because I almost felt like it looked like a referee. That's the only thing about that garment, that when I looked at the white, I love the sleeves, but I did not like them linear. I put it on and I thought, gosh, I just feel like my arms are 50 miles long. And I have long arms anyway, so it could be why I was, you know, didn't necessarily like that, but I like them horizontal. And you know, you could put them horizontal here and vertical here. You could do that. But I liked them both horizontal, and I thought, you know, there's not going to be that much attention down here. It's just not that big a deal. On the black top, how is it darker under the bust? It's just, you guys, it's like anything that is see-through. It's just because it's not against the body. So because it's not against the body, you're just, you know, you can't see through that well. The depth perception is causing it to be black, not actually what it is. Can you describe again how you put the zipper in the gold rib top? Yes. So I serged both sides. Remember, I added a 1/2 inch to the pattern. Instead of putting the center front on the fold, I added a 1/2 inch. So I have two pieces now instead of being on the fold like the rest of them. All right, so then what I did is I serged both fronts. Finished, whatever you want to do. Because what I was trying to do was stabilize the stretch. That's why the serger was good. Then I stitched together that 1/2 inch. I stitched right on this, which would be the center front line. I just stitched them together. So basically I got the ribbing straight because I wanted to make sure the ribbing was all straight when I put the zipper in. Okay, then I pressed it open. I put the zipper behind it and I just stitched down. It's kind of like how you sew in a zipper on a skirt. I stitched down, and it really worked really well. That stitch seam in the middle really prevented shifting from happening. And so, you know, when you put in a zipper, a center zipper on a skirt, and you sew the center seam and then you stitch down and around, I didn't stitch down, but you know, you stitch down, you just stitch on both sides, and then you undo the seam. You know, you just base the seam and then you take it away. And so you can see it's just nice and straight. And I like it because I didn't want the teeth to show because it was a medium color. I didn't really want anything to show. I just wanted there to be a zipper there. I didn't want the zipper teethy look. I wanted it to be more subdued than that, okay? How do you adjust the sleeve pattern for sleeveless? You should use your templates, you guys. We've got those templates. Either make your own or buy ours. I don't care which one you do. But you should have a sleeveless armhole template. And it should go from the shoulder, wherever you want it, along the shoulder line to the side seam. Those are the two connecting points. And if you have a template of the armhole you like, this is a walk in the park, so you don't have to keep doing this over and over and over. Either buy our templates, get your templates, make your own, I don't care. But get those templates. Those templates will save you a tremendous amount of time, okay? Okay. Let's see, any tips for sewing in the darts using ribbed fabric? Yours look so smooth and perfect. Oh, they are. They're just perfect. Like nothing wrong with them. Are you kidding, you guys? Come on. You know that for people who come in the store, they know that nothing about my sewing is perfect. I'm sure they love going, oh, look at her seam. It's so off. No. No, just start at the tip. You know, you guys have seen me sew 1,000 times. I think all those sew-alongs we've done where I've sewn a French dart, just watch them. And if you watch them enough, the whole reason I do those is because I remember watching somebody sew, and once I watched them, I said, I can do that. So just go back, watch them, say, hey, I can do that. Start at the tip, bam. It's really easy. Don't backstitch at the tip. Do not backstitch at the tip of a dart. It'll eat up the fabric. It'll eat up the edge. Unless you have a wonderful sewing machine, but mine will eat up the edge. Anyway, and then just tie the knot. That's it. Okay, how are we doing? Are we ready to sew? We get good fabric? Oh, I love all this stuff. And I have a new wardrobe for a week. I won't have to wear anything twice for 1 week. And then I'll have to sew again. Start over. All right, anything else? Okay, so upcoming, let's see, this week is the last. We've got our 100 that you can order. We'll ship that next week. Our 4014 on PBS, Shelley's dress. We are going to have a sew-along with Shelley's dress, and we'll have it sometime in April. Shelley's dress is on the PBS site, and you can pre-order that through the end of March. And then we'll shut down the orders until we get it shipped. It'll ship mid-April, and then we'll be ready to go. Can a regular long sleeve be done with the templates? Of course. So the templates do two things. The templates, we have neckline templates and armhole templates. They both do the same. The goal is for you to establish a base and then not have to think about that base repeatedly. Because we are spending too much time reinventing a wheel that's already existing and it rolls really well. So you are going to pick a sleeve from Silhouette Patterns, whatever size you want. You want to know the size because the size is going to be how it relates to the armhole. So for instance, I use a size 4 sleeve. That could be my template, but I need the armhole to go with it. So I make a template of that armhole. And everywhere I go, everywhere I travel, everybody I see, I take my sleeve and my armhole template, bam, they go with me. I can put them on any garment out there, any garment. That's the beauty and the power of these templates, okay? All right. Can you show the purple top again? Sure. When adding 1/2 inch to each front piece, instead of cutting on the fold, why not add 3/8 instead of 1/2 inch? Because I wanted more than 3/8 of an inch for the zipper. I wanted to stabilize the zipper, and 3/8 of an inch in my mind was not enough to fold back to stabilize the zipper. So a 1/2 inch is generally added to a center front for a zipper. That's why. How do I get to the PBS site? You go to your Google, the URL, and you put www.fit, F-I-T, 2 stitch, STITCH.com, and it'll come up. And music will start playing, and it will be lovely, and you'll just be happy. Okay, what else? Here's the purple top. This is the starting point. That's where you start. You make a purple top. If it chokes you, you've got a rounded back. Slash the back, add 3/4 of an inch, make another one. You'll say, oh, this feels so much better. Oh, it's about 3 to 4 inches down from center back and the center back of the neck. Slash it, open it, put a piece in, do it again. For yoga pants, the waistband should be 1 inch smaller than the body in order to keep it snugged into place. You guys are making up numbers now. It depends on your fabric. You can't say 1 inch across the board because, back in the 70s, if you were alive, knits, all knits, when stretch and sew was popular, all knits were the same. They literally had the same stretch. They were different colors, don't get me wrong, but they had the same stretch. Well, now we're in 2023, and knits are amazing, but they're different. They're all different. Some stretch in both directions, some stretch one direction, some stretch one direction just a little bit, some stretch one direction a whole bunch, some stretch two, yada, yada, you get it. So you can't say 1 inch will work, because if it's a fabric that has stretch in both directions, 1 inch isn't enough. So try to stay away from numbers that are standardized especially when it comes to knits. Now wovens, you can still do that, but I would just caution you when doing those in knits. Okay, you have to be careful. There's not enough ease in my jacket sleeves. How do I fix that? You go to a bigger size. So let's say, for instance, you're using a 3 jacket sleeve, make a 4 jacket sleeve. It doesn't mean you make a 4 jacket, you make a just go up in the sleeve. And then the armhole that goes with it. Remember, they're married? Where one goes, the other follows. No divorcing allowed in armholes and sleeves. So you go up in the sleeve, you go up in the armhole, you take your 4 armhole and put it on your 3 jacket, and everybody's dancing in the streets all night long. Can you talk about the 2-piece knit sleeve in your new sleeve template? What makes it more beneficial in knit top? Oh, you're such a good question. Oh, such a good question. So again, because these knits are changing, there was not such thing as a 2-piece knit sleeve like even a few years ago. So I didn't have any. But the heavier knits, they're being used for jackets, and the heavier knits usually had very little stretch. But now the heavier knits have a lot of stretch. So you would want a 2-piece sleeve, because what you want a 2-piece sleeve for is when a sleeve is thicker, because a sleeve can't change directions on its own. And when it can't change directions on its own, it will twist. So if I get a knit sleeve that is heavier fabric, it will twist and it will look bad. Like I'm going to talk about a scuba. You guys all know scuba knits. That would be better in a 2-piece sleeve. That's exactly the type of knit I'm talking about. We didn't have scuba knits 5 years ago. I'm talking about a pontoroma, but the heavier ones now, those are going to want a 2-piece sleeve. And the advantage is they change directions because of the seams, and they just look so much better than a 1-piece knit sleeve because they don't wrinkle. Okay? What is the denim jacket number? And can I just order it if it's not on the site tonight? No, how would you order it? Just give us 20 minutes and we'll have it done. Like, put all the things you want in your cart. Can you just order it even if it's not on the site? How? I don't know. That's an interesting question. Okay, how about we make up a way? Why don't you order, oh, no, let's not. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We'll screw this up for sure. Just give us 20 minutes after the webcast is over and we'll get it fixed for you. How's that? Just hang on and we'll get it fixed. Does your jacket have a two-piece sleeve? Yes, this is the jean jacket and it has a two-piece sleeve. It has the, the cuff, the snaps. It has, seam 1 is here, seam 2 is back here. Okay? Oh, what is the denim jacket number? 900. Yeah. Okay? So I love a jean jacket with sleeves turned up. But if it's cooler outside, I'll put them down, but I just love a jean jacket. Okay, are we good? Are we okay? Does your jacket have a two-piece sleeve? Yes. Find time to sew. It will make you happy. Every time I find time to sew, I'm happy. I was sewing the other night watching a movie. It was the funniest movie. It took me twice as long to make what I was making, but it was really fun. And at the end, I was so happy because I had a garment and a funny movie. So that's the goal, is to be happy when you're sewing. But I will tell you sometimes, and you guys know I sew a lot, and sometimes I sew late at night. I'll go in at maybe 10 and sew for an hour. And when it's too late, you know it's too late. Just put the project down, turn off the lights, turn off the iron, go to bed. It's time for another day. Because there's times I have issues and I just put it down, then when I come back to it, it all works. And I thought, gee, I wonder why I was having so much problems last night. And it's because it was 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. It really does make a difference. All right, you all. We adore you all. Thanks for being here. We'll get that 900 fixed. No worries. And we will see you next week. We'll have a fabric sale. If I can talk these guys into helping me with a fabric sale, then we'll have a fabric sale next Tuesday, all right? But watch for it. We'll post it. We'll post it later in the week. We'll see how it goes. What pattern has the knit two-piece sleeve? We don't have a knit two-piece sleeve yet. The only is the pre-sale of that, what pattern 100. We do not have a knit two-piece sleeve. The only one we have is the sleeve expansion pack. I call it the expansion pack. That's a terrible name because those are what videos are called. And we're not videos, but it is that, it's pattern number 100. And it has 5 different sleeves and the two-piece sleeve is one of those 5 sleeves, okay? All right, we will see you next Tuesday then. See, Thursday night, you guys, you want to watch Thursday night. I've done a little video on pilling and it has some really good facts. So pilling of fabrics. So we'll see you Thursday. I won't be there personally, but we're going to be there, and then we'll see you next week. All right, bye.